Tyndale Audio presents The Rising by Tim LaHaye and Jerry B. Jenkins. Narrated by Steve Sever. Marilena Titi's union with Soren Carpathia was based on anything but physical passion. As his student and eventually his assistant at the University of Romania at Bucharest, Marilena had been drawn to Soren's intellect. She knew that there was little prepossessing about either of them. He was short and wiry, with a shock of curly red hair that could not camouflage the growing bald spot at his crown. She was thick and plain and eschewed makeup or styling her black hair. Colleagues teased that her frumpy clothing and sensible shoes hearkened to previous centuries. In recent decades, a tsunami of progress had transformed her quaint motherland into a technological marvel. Marilena could have done without it all. Inside was where she lived, physically and mentally. She resided in the horn of plenty of her own prodigious mind, fertilized by an inexhaustible curiosity. Marilena knew what was out there, outside the book-lined, computer-laden two-room flat she shared with her husband of 6 years. But she rarely felt compelled to travel farther than the university, where she, too, was now a professor of literature. That was a 4-block walk to a 10-minute bus ride. Soren preferred his ancient bicycle, which he carried to his office upon arriving each day, and 4 floors up to their apartment upon his return. Hiding the bike reflected his mistrust of mankind, and Marilena could not argue. For all their decrying of religion, everyone Marilena knew would have taken advantage of their best friends, given the slightest chance. Everyone, perhaps, but the mysterious Russian émigré who ran the Tuesday night meetings in the anteroom at a local library. After several months, something deep within Marilena resonated with Viv Ivins. Ms. Ivins, a handsome, tailored woman in her mid-30s, seemed to take to Marlena, too. Short, with salt and pepper hair, Viviana seemed to be speaking directly to Marilena, while gazing at the others just enough to keep their attention. And sure enough, when the younger woman stayed after her 12th meeting to ask a question, the leader asked if she cared to share a drink. With her load of books and folders gathered to her chest as she walked, Ms. Ivins reminded Marilena of her university colleagues. They found a nearly deserted bistro a block from Marilena's bus stop and were seated at a tiny round table. Viviana wasted no time starting the conversation.
"Do you know the etymology of your name?"
Marilena felt herself redden.
"Bitter light,"
she said. Viviana nodded, holding her gaze.
"Bitter, sad, perchance, a bit of loneliness, something incomplete."
Marilena reached too quickly for her glass. Swallowing too much, she coughed as she shook her head.
"I feel complete,"
she said. Viviana had cocked her head and was studying Marilena with a closed-mouth smile.
"There is the matter of light,"
she said.
"The bitterness, whatever that entails, is counterbalanced. Or my late mother just liked the name,"
Marilena said. Why were Russians so direct? Not as crass as Americans, of course, but there was little diplomacy here. In spite of herself, Marilena could not hold this against Ms. Ivins. Something within the woman seemed to care for Marilena in a way that both attracted and repelled her.
"Your husband does not attend with you anymore,"
Viviana said. Marilena shook her head.
"He's not a believer."
Viviana smiled.
"Not a believer."
She lit a cigarette.
"Are you happy with him?" "Reasonably."
The older woman raised her eyebrows.
"He's brilliant,"
Marilena added.
"One of the most widely read men I have ever known. We've been together."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?